There are 3 reasons why selling is so much harder than buying a stock or an ETF or a fund. And once you know what the 3 are, it's going to help you sell more things at profit, and it's going to help you sell when the symbol moves against you. So join me and let's jump into it. All right, guys, there are 3 reasons why selling is so much harder than buying a symbol. And I want to talk about the 3 of them and why it just makes it so much harder. So the first one is, it's like you're breaking up. If you've ever dated someone or you've ever been married to someone, you can understand this immediately. It's much easier to actually date someone than to break up with them. When you break up with them, it is very emotionally difficult, so much so that people kind of opt out and they text people, we're no longer going out, because they don't want to face those scary feelings. And so since people don't, what happens is they end up staying in relationships that they don't want to. It's even worse if you're married, right? Because now it's even that much more difficult to get out of the relationship. So getting out of a relationship is difficult because it loads up all these scary feelings, and so people stay in it. The same thing happens with buying an investment, right? And let's just stick with ticker symbols or shares. You get it, and now it's like, oh my gosh, to get out of it, it loads up that same kind of experience, like, oh my gosh, I have to figure out how to break up with this person. I have to figure out how to divorce this symbol. And because it loads up so many more scary feelings, most people just opt out, hoping one day that the feelings won't be there. So they end up staying in the symbol longer. It's just like dating, or it's just like divorcing. So that's the first reason, right? And the first reason, again, is it is just that much scarier to break up or divorce a symbol than to buy it. Okay. The second reason, you're selling hope, right? When you go buy a symbol, you're buying it for a better life. You're buying it to pay something off. You're buying it to retire or stay retired. You have these hopes and these dreams and these visions of a better life, a stronger life, a more secure life, right? And you buy that symbol thinking it's going to provide that to you. And so 2 things happen. It either provides it to you and it's up 100%, but now you're like, wait a second, I want more. I want 102%. Or if it's up 102%, you want 110%. This is normal. This is normal because once you sell it, even with a profit 100% or a 200% profit, you're selling that hope of it giving it more to you. And the body and our brain, we don't want to sell hope. We absolutely don't, because it feels like we're giving up. It feels scary, like we're giving up hope. Now, if a symbol is going against you, the exact same thing is happening. You don't want to give up on it. Where if you sell it, you're selling hope. You bought the symbol at $10, it's at $8, and the lower it goes, the more your hope increases. God, I hope it turns around. Okay, if it just gets back to 10, I'll get out. Right? And then it drops to 7. Okay, maybe if it just gets back to 9. So when the price of what you own falls, that hope increases too. So that's the second reason why selling is so much harder than buying. And then the third reason really kind of brings the first 2 together. Maybe it wraps up the first 2, but I'm going to call it its separate point. And when you sell a position, you invoke grieving. So there's a grieving scale, right? You first have denial, and then anger, and then depression, right? It doesn't have to go in this order, and then you bargain, and then you finally accept. It does not have to go in that order, but those are the steps of grieving. They can go in any order. Most people don't want to go through the stages of grieving. No one wants to, even if they drop their coffee in the parking lot, it doesn't even get on them, but they go through this like, that didn't just happen, right? There's this denial. And then they get mad. I can't believe I just dropped my coffee. That was $4 and it took me 20 minutes to get, right? There's this anger. And they're like, okay, well, gosh, why does this keep happening to me? There's this depression. Even with a drop of a cup of coffee, even if it doesn't spill on you, we go through this grieving process. We start bargaining. Okay, maybe if I just go get one, I can quickly get one, go to the front of the line. There's a bargaining with it. And finally, there's just this acceptance. Like, okay, if that's the worst thing that happens today is a dropped cup of coffee, I'm fine. But even with a drop cup of coffee from Starbucks that it's $3 or $4 or $5, we still go through this grieving process. Now imagine if you own a symbol that there's $50,000 or $500,000. There's some sort of hope invested in the symbol, and you realize you have to divorce it. You have to break up with it. You have to split from it, right? Even in a good way, even if it's up 100, 200, 300%. There's this grieving process that we've never been taught to go through. And investing in trading is this acceleration, is this exercise in grieving. And it's these 3 reasons why selling is so much harder. Now, here's the thing. Once you know what they are, you can start to practice detachment from them. Like, okay, when I sell this symbol, there's only 2 things that are going to happen. I'm going to sell with a profit or I'm going to sell with a loss. It's going to be equally hard both times. Therefore, I'm going to have to do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to have to set certain parameters. I'm going to have to set a procedure. But knowing that your brain is going to work against you, it sets you up and it gets you prepared for the grieving process, for selling hope, and for this kind of breaking up process. Thanks, guys, for being in my world. I appreciate you watching this video. And if you like this, you'll love our other ones. And let me know what's on your mind. I get a lot of my ideas from you. So go ahead and leave a comment. Please hit the like button and subscribe because it makes a difference. Thanks, guys, for being in my world. And I will see you on the next video. Okay, bye.